Hello, hello, welcome in. How are we all? Welcome to Twitch and welcome to YouTube. Did you get the dog fully in camera? There we go. Hi. We're going to dive straight in because I've got a lot of painting to do. I've got a bolt action league, an escalation league that I'm taking part in at the moment, and that's on Saturday. And I desperately need to have all the models painted. I don't need, but I want to have all the models painted. That's a little thing that I've set for me. Let me just focus this camera because it's a little out of focus. There we go, that's better. Cool, right, so what are we doing today? Jumping straight in. We've got my little medic team, my three-man medic team. And then we've got the Blacker Bombard, which this is a 3D print. There was only one model for it. It's direct to order only, and I wasn't massively fond on it, and it was quite expensive, so I just printed it instead and made up the crew. And then in between those, I'm going to be throwing some paint on my little Crusader Mark III. I'm really getting into bolt action. Never thought I would, but I am. So yeah, that's the plan. Hey Squeezle, how's it going? Welcome in. Right, I've got my paint. I actually wrote the paints down. That's what we're doing. Very rarely do that. And the colour scheme, I know it's not historically 100% accurate, but meh. But it's fine. I was playing around, had fun. So that's the end goal. And as per usual, all with speed paints and all that stuff. So, hey Vitae, welcome in. We're going to start off with ochre clay, or ochre clay, however you want to pronounce it. I ain't going to judge. Give it a good shake, and we'll start with that. Wish you could get it together enough to write the recipes down. I've only done it. I think this is the first recipe that I've written down in ages. Apart from all the ones that I do on Patreon, which is actually quite useful for me. It's nice to have a load of stuff for Patreon, but also it's quite nice because I can just go back over my own Patreon going, how did I paint that? Oh yeah, that, okay. Here's a step-by-step guide. Right. The fatigues. I'm going to grab this model here just so I've got a reference point. Okay. Did I do the helmets like that? Let me grab a helmet. I think I did. No. The helmet is different. I did the helmet different. Okay. So, ochre clay all over. Weirdly, ochre clay, this paint right now, is more like the British Army uniform in World War II. But when I first painted the models, I was like, it seems a little too yellow. I'll throw some green on, and then it went too green. And then I actually looked up at some reference photos. I was like, okay, yeah. It seems a little too bright there. The saturation is quite high. Is that accurate? It's maybe a little oversaturated. Let me just sort that to make it as accurate as possible. Let's just bring that down a little bit. Yeah, that's more like it. Okay. But yes, I used to not write down paint recipes at all, but there was an advantage of painting with speed paints and contrast is you work so quickly that 9 times out of 10 you're going to finish the model and not need the recipe unless you're doing an army or lots of the same model or whatever. As always, guys, if you've got any questions about what I'm doing, anything about the hobby, please don't be afraid to ask. Other than that, just sit back and enjoy some chilled out painting. Just grip on all the straps. What did I do for the belt? Okay, yeah, the belt's that colour as well. I think when I first painted the rifle platoon, I just did the whole thing in this colour and then had to go back and spend quite a lot of time touching up with white, ready for the belts. Hey Merlin, how's it going? Welcome in. Danny! Very much not first, my friend. Welcome in, Danny. How you doing? Is your PC still broken, Merlin? No. What's wrong with it? I'm shattered demolishing our old kitchen. Oh yeah, you're in building mode or demolishing mode. How goes the house? House is good, but a lot of work will be worth it. Yes, it will absolutely be worth it. Are you still planning your crazy sci-fi room? Not using Angelian orange. That's not a paint and you know it. No, this is ochre clay. This is the starting point for my my British fatigues. Fortunately, there's not actually that many models that I'm painting, but they're all slightly different, so it'll keep me entertained at least. Merlin. Oh wow, okay. Yeah, that's a lot of things wrong. Get Danny to help. Danny's good at helping with PCs. The room is in the back burner. Still like the idea. Fantasy Inn. I'm all about a Fantasy Inn. I love the Fantasy Inn idea. I'd love to do that at some point, have a proper kind of gaming, role-playing D&D slash, you know, general fantasy room. Danny, I could print you a dragon head. How big? It's a bit personal, isn't it? Oh, the dragon. How big do you want it? Yajari, sorry, I've only just saw the YouTube chat. Yajari, how's it going? How big do I want it? Yes. Okay, we can figure it out. Hey, Yajari, over on YouTube. Oh, you moved to Twitch. Okay. Hello. How are you? Yadari, I vaguely remember in the last time you were in stream that you, I don't say you hurt yourself, like electrocuted yourself. Am I remembering this right, or have I just completely misremembered something? CDT teacher at my wife's school built us a dragon head with LED lights. Yes. You can have like a vapor machine coming out of the mouth as well. Danny, we need to make this happen. We're talking John Hurt dragon or Benedict Cumberbatch dragon. We're talking like classic D&D dragon. Did get an electric boogaloo going. Ah, right, yeah. I did. I hope you're. I hope you've recovered. I was just trying to think. When was the last time I spoke to Yajari? Oh yeah, something happened and I can't remember what. Ooh, you got fiber? Ooh, shiny. Brag about it. I would love fiber, but it ain't here. It is not available. There was a time where we had the fastest internet in the country, very briefly, and then everyone overtook us, and then we've been forgotten about. $10 gigabytes a second? What? Ugh. Meanwhile, I'm here uploading one video to YouTube and not being able to stream some shows because it can't handle it. You got 10 gigabytes upload as well. What? I want. I want it. I want it. I think in hindsight, doing this colour scheme, I should have done the green first, then the ochre, rather than the ochre and then the green. But oh well, I've already painted 23 infantry now. I ain't gonna change them. Gem, hey Gemidar. Welcome in, how you doing? That's the beauty of saying I'm a business customer, so give me business grade stuff. Fair. I mean, I'd love that. It just isn't available in our village. It just doesn't exist here yet. Doc Rose, could it be? I thought it was a myth. What? What was a myth? It could be. I don't know. A bolt action painting stream. It is. Hello. It is indeed a bolt action painting stream. They exist. They are few and far behind. Beyond. There's not a lot of them. It's been a long day. I have spent most of the day sorting out the latest tutorial, which is now live. And free on YouTube, guys. Free tutorials. The Change Sorcerer tutorial video is now available over on the YouTube. It went live a couple hours ago? Yeah, a couple hours ago. Thank you very much for the follow. Take my money is what I would have said if I had money, so take my follow. I will take your follow. Thank you very much. Are you a bolt action player yourself? Please don't judge my historical inaccurate colour schemes. They're not that inaccurate, but it depends on how historically accurate you want to go. Melkridge, hey Melkridge, haven't seen you online in, I don't know, feels like 2 years. I mean, I've been here, not a lot, but I have been here. I now stream once a week, Tuesdays this time, 6 till 8 p.m. UK time. Very much not a full-time streamer now, because I've got other things I need to do. But lovely to see your name in chat, Milkridge. How have you been? What's your Shatterpoint one you did with Dragonborn, really? Oh, I'm glad you enjoyed it, Gemidar. Yeah, we're going to do some more of those. Totally got loads of rules wrong, and that was on me. I did say to Ian before we started filming, I was like, yeah, I can come and teach you Shatterpoint. I mean, I don't know it that well, and you want to record it? I mean, we're going to get some rules wrong, and yes, we got some rules wrong, but we had fun, and that's the main thing. You added a few comments. Oh, I think I remember. Yeah, me thinking you could take 2 actions a turn. You can't. I'm a fool. But we had fun, and it was enjoyable, and that's the main thing. Doc Rose, I would love to get into bolt action, but the nearest game store isn't Warhammer. That isn't Warhammer to me, is like 3 hours away. Yeah, that's fair. But I did order my first ever scale model yesterday from Hobby Lobby, an M41 Walker Bulldog. Walker Bulldog? M41 is that? That's not a true historical model, is it? I'm assuming? Latest vid on Insta look great. Thanks. Yeah, that's the short version of the tutorial that just went live on YouTube. That's the Change Sorcerer, which is part of, or will be part of, the giant diorama going to Salute, which I have under 2 months to do now. There's a lot to do. So many models and the diorama itself. But it's fine. I'm not panicking. Honest. Need to show you my new painting workbench? Yes, you do, Yujari. Send me a photo. I'd love to see that, please. Milkridge, I'm good. Changed job. Painted some Malifaux. Oh, Malifaux. I miss Malifaux. I miss painting and playing Malifaux. Got into Moonstone. Yes, tiny Moonstone. Still always hyped to show off your bomber stream on Stream Raiders when I play it. Oh my god! Yeah, absolutely. I've got my own skin. I don't do Stream Raiders anymore, but I'm very glad that you're still repping the Alchemist bomber skin. World War II light tank, Walker Bulldog. I don't recognise the. Oh, it's the US one, right? Okay. That's the light tank that replaced the Schaffer. Oh, okay. Danny sent me a couple of pictures of my process, my one-to-one diorama. Intriguing. I will have a look after stream, Danny. Remind me. I will have a look after stream, because I need to get these lads painted. I need them painted for Saturday, because I've set myself the task of, since it's an escalation league and you know, you only add a couple of units or a couple of models each time. I want to have everything painted for each league session, and by the end I'll have a fully painted army, which for me is rare. And Bailey's here as well. Yeah, fast asleep. Blood Red Skull. What do you mean slacker? My god, there's so many old faces coming out of the woodwork. Hello. Still wrapped in cellophane because we moved it around too much. And the winter garden began leaking? What is a winter garden? I'm intrigued to the winter garden. Do you have a garden that you only have in winter? I love my little bombard mortar. This thing's great. It's not like I think this was only used in the Africa campaign, and then got discontinued towards the beginning of the war, so it wouldn't have made it to Europe, I don't think. And I'm painting my guys in European camo. But oh well, it's a game. Who cares? Some people care. Right, I'm going to throw all this ochre clay on, and then I'm going to do a little bit of dry brushing on the tank. I'm going to try something new with the tank. I went to, if you were here last week, you would have known this. I went to the Southwest Model Show and picked up a load of pigments because I saw a load of scale models and was instantly obsessed with the idea of weathering pigments. So I picked up a load, and I'm going to use them on the tank. And probably this bombard. Very much looking forward to painting the medium anti-tank gun as well. I haven't sprayed that yet though. Oh, this guy's got a little scarf. That scarf is going to be a funky colour. I was thinking about, obviously, the next bolt action army that I'm going to do, because I kind of want to do a German force as well. But I was thinking, we're playing with the idea of doing it in a kind of alternative universe, paranormal, zombie themed, because I'm also getting to Trench Crusade, and the just that's wonderful. Private Pike scarf. I was thinking it. That's exactly what I was thinking. That's exactly what I was thinking. English does have the term winter garden. It's balcony encasing glass so you can sit outside while you're technically inside. That's a conservatory. Is that a conservatory? I feel like that's a conservatory. Oh no, that's okay. That's okay. That jacket needs to be a slightly darker green, but we're going to go with it for now. That's another word for okay, cool. Oh, so your conservatory's leaking. That's not good. You make this look so effortless, quick, and easy. When I do it, it looks more like hard work. Melkridge, well, first of all, thank you. Second of all, if you wanted a little bit of hand of that, if you haven't been around for the last, you haven't seen me for a while, I've started up a Patreon, an actual Patreon with content this time, and it's all focused around Speedpaint and Speedpaint tutorials. There are some of the videos are free on YouTube, some of them are Patreon exclusives, and then there's PDF guides on there as well. If you think that might help, it's the same price to get access to everything, like a growing library of guides and tutorials. It's the same price as a Twitch sub, if not cheaper. I can't remember exactly. It's $5. It's $5, and it gets you access to everything. It's a conservatory or an orangery. I want an orangery. That sounds fun. That's fun to just say. Not gonna lie. Contractor didn't bolt it on correctly, so it's always damp in the... Oh no. Oh no. That's not good. How do you fix that? That's pretty much kind of take it apart and redo it, isn't it? Or are you just going to fill the gaps with expanding foam or like weather resistant expanding foam? $5 a month. Yes, $5 a month. And it gets you, and I put out at least one video tutorial and one PDF a week. The Patreon exclusive ones recently have been a couple of Space Marine chapters. So I've done Blood Angels, Dark Angels, and Space Wolves. And the video that went live today was the Change Sorcerer. There's a short video on my Instagram. But the video for the Change Sorcerer is free on YouTube. It's the PDF that will be on Patreon. Bad news of the printer, the Power PCB gave up the ghost. Oh no, Antiv, are you going to get a new one? My Elegoo was consumed by the mold. I have to no! No! We bought 12 grand into new furniture this month. Yeah, no, I leave it. Leave it a while. Leave it a while. Even once a week content is cheap at $5. Yeah, I think it's like £4, $5. I'm glad you think so. Yeah, I wanted to make it affordable, obviously. And I thought for the same price as a Twitch sub, because the eventual idea, for those of you who are either new to the stream or haven't been here for a while, is I want to take Patreon full time. And it's I've been doing it since I'm doing it properly since November, and it's grown quite quickly. It's grown quicker than I thought it would, thankfully. And there's never a shortage of models, and it doesn't seem to be anyone doing it predominantly on speed paint and contrast. So hello, niche in the market, I'll take it. Waiting on the part to arrive. Oh, okay, so you're replacing the part. Yeah, I have a funny feeling one of my printers is just about to go, but I've got backups and spares, so I'm okay for now. Let's just angle that. There we go. Well, Yajari, when you get your workbench, painting workbench all set up, send me a photo. Oh god, the train set didn't get hit by the mold, did it? You're literally the only speed paint specialist I know of on here. That's good to know. I just don't think a lot of people do it. I think people mix speed paint in with their work, but I don't think a lot of people kind of only do speed paint. So yeah, that's me. So if it helps, the Patreon is there. It's definitely the best way to support me as a content creator, should you be in a position and want to do that, which is always incredibly kind and welcome, but only if you are in a position to do it. I've almost just taken off Twitch affiliate status. I've almost switched it off, but there's a couple of subs on there, so, and I mean like a handful, but every little helps. But yeah, Patreon is definitely where I want to go in the future, going forward. Separate room. Oh, okay, good. Bit basic. No, that was just a lot of paint just went on my mouth. Gross. You got to do a fireproof door. 3 grand for a door? What? What? That's a crazy amount for a door. Right, okay. So that's all the first coats of the fatigues put on. I'm going to dive over to the tank. Hello, tank. I actually saw one of these in real life when I went to the tank museum. It was really cool. Right, ochre clay, you can disappear up there. I need white. I've got a new paint rack to my left, to my right, and all the speed paints are now up on the side, which is great. But now I've reorganised everything, so I don't know where things are. Oh wow, okay, yeah, so that's why it's 3 grand for a door. That makes more sense. Want to visit the Tank Museum one day? I can highly recommend it. It's a really, really good museum. I thought it was just I went for the model show, but also I wanted to go to the tank museum anyway. And I thought, you know, it's a warehouse full of tanks. Sure. No, it's a full-on museum, and it is way bigger than I thought it was. Way bigger. I'm pretty certain I got round all of it, but there were definitely bits that I missed, especially where a lot of the vendors were in the halls. They were around the tank, so I couldn't quite get to all the exhibity bits. But I'm definitely going up again. They also have the only running Tiger one in the world. Yes, they do. Yeah, absolutely. I'm tempted to go up for Tiger Day, where they take it outside and Tiger gets to have fun. I did have a look at how much it costs to go and have a ride in the Tiger, and I was like, yeah, maybe if the Patreon does really well. Alright, we're just dry brushing some white onto all of the armor plating for the tank. And that's just reducing the patchiness of the grey. So I hit this with, I spray painted it white and then hit it with Gravelord grey. I'm just doing this to reduce the patchiness, but also keep those, keep that shading in there. Because I'll be hitting it with probably camo green. Camo cloak, that's the one. Tank looks great. Yeah, so this is a, what's this? This is a cruiser tank, and it's called the Crusader Mark III. Again, a tank that was traditionally used in the African part of the war. So not accurate, but I really like it, and I got to see it in real life, and it's really cool in real life. So, yeah, I wanted it in my force. Theatre. That's what I was at. Theatre. That's the word I was searching for. Thank you. And Warlord do a Crusader model, but it's their old resin and metal, and I'm not a massive fan of the older cast stuff, so I just went online and found a 3D print file, and it's perfect. So this is 3D printed as well as the bombarders. So we're just kind of dry brushing in circular motion. Sorry, I'm not paying attention to the YouTube chat at all. I apologise. Peasant Oliver, go for the painting. Hello. And anyone else over there. I've got both chats right next to me, and one, yeah, haven't been paying attention to one, so I apologise. How are you both? So you can see before and after. That's before and after. It's a subtle difference, but it makes quite a lot of difference when you start putting the later colours on. And to a company called Rubicon Model. I know, I've heard of Rubicon. Sell tanks in that scale. Oh, there's quite a lot of companies that do it. I found basically an online database of historical 3D print files, and there's so many tanks. Like, think of a tank, it's been designed. So I think the files for this cost me, I think, like $5, I think, plus what, a couple of quid in resin, if that. So whereas the full proper one from Warlord was 35 quid, and I just knew that I would be happier with the quality of this. We've sunk $250,000 into the renovation alone. Wow. Yeah, maybe maybe hold off on a new printer then. That's the wonderful thing about 3D printing as well. Melcridge, thank you very much for the subscription over on YouTube. Wonderful thing about 3D printing, I can just rescale it. I rescaled this wrong because this is scaled up from a 15mm model, 15 millimeters, and I scaled it too big to start with. I scaled it as if it was like a 40k tank, but historical tanks are a little bit smaller in regards to that. So I have another one of these that is 40k scale, which is quite cool. I have no idea what I might use it for. Absolutely no clue. Right, I think that's given a nice coat of that. I'm just going to do the same with this. I got to be very careful because this is quite delicate, so I might use a smaller dry brush for this. Just give that a wash. I apologise to anyone on YouTube that I've missed your comments in the chat. I do apologise for that. Right, I'm going to swap over to a smaller dry brush so I've got a little bit more control over here. And 6 is printing right now. It's printing brackets for our furniture to bolt better onto the walls. God, is there anything 3D printing can't do? Yes, but you know what I mean. Alright. Let's do a light dry brushing as all the basing falls off. See, it's just makes it a little bit of a nicer surface, but you still have that shading from the grey. This is my kind of go-to method of doing armor plates with speed paints. Good news, I've managed to book accommodation when I go to Phoenix's painting course. Oh, is that this weekend? Oh, nice. Oh, 50 quid for 2 nights is pretty good. Where is it? Is it Nottingham? No, where is it? Thank you, Go For It Painting. I was really happy with my accommodation for Salute, actually. It's a 15-minute drive from Salute, from the XL, so still central London. For one night, 95 quid for a small apartment. I was well happy. Right, okay, while all of the fatigues are still drying, we're going to start throwing some camo cloak onto the tank. Oh, it's in Swansea. Oh, okay, well, see, that's easier for you, isn't it? Antib, yeah, you can do, yeah. They might be on this website that I found. For historical stuff, they might already be in that. Is camo cloak the right colour for this? I want to say yes. Yes. No fear, guys. There's miniatures. I don't know the name. Okay, right. We're just going to test this under here. Might be a little too dark, actually. No, that's the right colour for a British tank. Yeah, no, that's the right colour. Ignore the support marks that I clearly didn't clean up. Because it's under the turret, you're never going to see it. There you go, you can see that the... Actually, I'll do it on top so you can see it a little better. And take each panel at a time. And sometimes with speed paints you can get quite a harsh brightness, which is great for like a really vivid colour, which is great for some projects, but not, I don't think, for things like historical war games and big armor plates. So rather than using the speed paint as it's kind of intended for, so you're aiming for a load of shade in the thing, shade in the recesses and whatnot. You're just using it to tint the existing shading that you've already done with the grey and white. So you've actually already got your texture in there, and now you're just changing the colour of it. And this is kind of the premise of what I did for all of the Space Marines on the Patreon and any kind of armoured stuff. All the support market casting marks. No. I'll hold my hand up. I know what they are. It's fine. I found a full-on support around the tracks earlier. Have I removed it? Nope. Am I going to? Probably not. Are you going to see it? Nope. No worries, Vitae. Thanks for popping by. We'll see you again soon. Can't see it? No issues. Exactly. Half of art is learning how to hide your mistakes. So it's going to be great. This is clever. Haha. Well, this is the kind of thing that you'll learn on Patreon. Or, you know, get it for free on stream. But yeah. No, this is a technique that I've kind of been using a lot recently. And it's very good for getting around the whole, oh, you can't use speed paints and contrast on big armor panels. You can, you just need to think about how you prepare the model first, rather than just going straight in. Ah, see, they're not support marks, they're rivets. Bah, haha. It's all green, isn't it? I was like, oh, maybe we can make this more interesting than just having a green tank, but that's kind of the point. It's one colour. What will break it up will be the weathering, which I'm very excited to start. I obviously won't be getting to that on this stream. I don't even know whether I'll get to that this week. But I don't need this tank painted for this league event. Not this one. I think it's on the next month that I can start using armoured vehicles. Get away from my paint, you fool. You still got to take the arm panels one at a time, otherwise you do get some strange lines, strange drawing lines. But fortunately, tanks are made up of panel lines. If you want to learn more about painting tanks, check Night Shift on YouTube. Intriguing. Heard of Night Shift. Right, that's going to be a little bit of glass there. So you can see the texture coming through. It's actually a little darker on camera. There we go, that's better. So that's the general idea. Yeah, I try and stay away from clickbaity stuff. All my content, I've done 1 or 2 videos which are kind of talking to camera, but I just don't enjoy it as much as just painting and just putting on some lo-fi, chilled out music, and teaching people the way that I paint. That's more enjoyable to me. Do it like this? I hate that content mostly, or the content oh, what, the clickbaity stuff? Yeah, it's. I mean, I totally get the idea of clickbait titles because just that's how the algorithm works. That's how viewing habits work. Unfortunately, and you've just got to play. If you want the views, if you want the big views, then you just got to play the game. But yeah, that's why I've kind of got a set thumbnail image for a lot of my stuff, with the kind of blue background, paintbrushes to one side, and then whatever I'm painting on the left hand side. And that's it. It's simple. Am I going to get a lot of views with it? No, not at all. But that's why I'm mainly focusing on Patreon rather than YouTube. I'd rather do it that way. AI generated thumbnails are the bane of a good fit. Yes, absolutely. There's a whole thing in one of the plugins called vidIQ, which it's the vidIQ plugin can be good in regards to seeing what numbers you get and or additional analytics, but then there's let us create an AI thumbnail for you based on your content. And I tried it once as a kind of like, let's see what this is about, and it was so bad. It was so off base. But it's not really designed for my kind of content. My content is I am painting literally this model, like this, and you can't really get that with any AI generator. Alright, how are the other models doing? So I need to do this in between models, really. So I don't want to. This is the least important out of all the ones that I'm painting. I want to spend all my time on this. Okay, we're going to pop that to one side for a second. And actually what I will do is we're doing exactly the same technique but on the black and bombard, because it's going to be made of the same material, so it will be painted the same. I might just swap brushes actually. Forgotten to remove all the support points of bad alky. I know, especially considering I used to do it for a job. Like, it was like when I was not self-employed, when I was a mold maker, my job was to literally remove and smooth down support marks. But now I do it for myself. I'm like, I can hide that. That's fine. If you're not going to see it in a video, it's fine. very bad, Alki. I know your location. I know you do. This is This is also terrifying. You know my location, and you're in the military. It's fine. It's okay. That's reassuring, you, Jerry. That is reassuring. So I'll put some weathering powder around this as well. And I've got an anti-tank gun I'll be painting in the future that will do exactly the same process. Send you stuffs, but that would not be fun. I mean, you could send me nice stuffs. That would be fun. But not the bad stuffs, please. Oh, are you talking about some of these supports? That's not support. That's a part of the gun. We don't have time. 8 minutes to 7. Cool. Okay, just over an hour to go. Hopefully I'll get these done. I'd really like to get these done. Can't really spend more time on them this week. I mean, I clearly will if they're not, because I'm determined to have everything painted for the session on Saturday. No worries, Jari. Enjoy your lunch. Lunch? It's a late lunch. Time difference isn't that severe. Either way, enjoy your food. Don't send me nasty stuff through the post. Pretty please. I'll give the handle can go black, that's fine. Camo cloak. Okay, so I use camo green, the contrast rather than the speed paint on the fatigues after this. Can't get to all the angles in here, but I don't think you can see it, so it's fine. Supper, dinner, all interchange. Food. You're going for food. I need to decide what I'm going to cook after this. I'm tempted for burger and chips. Okay, alright, and then the mortar shell. Oh, I did just go and buy some bolognese actually, and some veggie mince. Ooh, that's a okay, well, thank you for that conundrum that's going to plague me for the next hour. bolognese sounds good, actually. Yeah. Bolognese could be a thing. I might have bolognese. Right. Camo green. Now, I want to say that actually it was maybe with camo cloak, not camo green. But I did write camo green. So camo green is the contrast paint. Camo cloak is the speed paint one. A friend of mine made 15 litres of bolognese. Sweet mother of God, that's a lot of bolognese. Oh, no. That's cream camo. There's not a camo green. Is there a camo green? There's not, in which case it was this. Right. Okay. In which case it was this paint. Yeah, this looks familiar. So it's the green over the ochre, which gives you a little bit of a yellow tint. Doesn't look quite as green. Especially if you put a slightly thinner coat of it on. And then what I did was give it a little bit of a dry brush of khaki and earth. You had bolognese for a week straight. Yeah, I'm not surprised. 15 litres? Who measures bolognese in litres, let alone 15 of it? Good God. I don't think I've ever measured a dinner in litres. That is too much food. And I'm on a diet especially, so hell no. I'm trying to lose weight, not put litres of bolognese of weight on. This brush is going to need a proper clean afterwards, because it is starting to splay. Someone who makes the godliest bolognese I know. Okay, fair enough. Are they a chef? Or just make a lot of bolognese for laughs? So here's an example of same paint, different base coat. So it's camo cloak, but that's over the grey. The turret is over the grey, and that's over so it hasn't dried properly, but that's over the ochre. So that's why setting up your base tone is important when working with speed paints, because you can get very, very different different colours. Completely different colours. To make that for himself, his sister, me, his mother, his father, and for his in-laws, so 15 litres isn't that much. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough, fair enough. And also camo green for the helmet as well. So, while we're here. But this is camo green straight over the white, which will again give yet another different tone. So these paints are incredibly versatile when you start messing around with what you paint them over. So I'm using the same paint to achieve 3 different tones in this farming. There you go. It's subtle, but it is there. And there's the third. No worries, Merlin. Have a great time. Have a good evening, buddy. So same paint, 3 different base tones, and that's the result. I actually cover that this quite a lot in my one of the Patreon tutorials, which is looking at different skin tones and all the different variations of skin tones you can get with speed paint. Not just painting, you know, the skin tone named paints straight over a base, straight over an undercoat. It's what happens when you layer them up. And you can get some great subtle tones in there. Anyways, as I said, I'll look for that. No worries, no worries. Enjoy your ungodly amount of bolognese. Thank you for the lurk. Lovely to see your name in chat, as always. Was it the pouches as well? I don't have a colour for the pouches. Was that camo green? I feel like that was. I think the bags were camo green as well. Camo cloak. So I'll just go back to the previous one as well. Yeah, I think I did all the pouches this colour. Yes, I did. And I'll go back in with a grey later on down the line to do all the buckles and belts and not belts, sorry, the little clasps. You know what I mean. Put a little red cross on these guys as well. I don't know whether it went on the shoulder. It went on the arms, didn't it? Little red cross. Or is it on the helmet? I can't remember. I have to look it up. I want it relatively accurate, but also obvious for when I'm gaming as well, so I don't inevitably remove the wrong model. Okay. go back to this one and do all the bags. Now I really want bolognese. Thanks, you jarring. Oh, that's more. That involves like actual cooking. I was just going to throw something in the air fryer. Of that pouch, bag. Cool. No! No! Disaster! Utter disaster! That's not cool. Glue? I think... Oh wow, the wood's actually broke. My god. Alright. I think I need a new paintbrush. Alky too strong. Alky too strong. I am too... yeah, I'm too strong. That's really annoying. This is the brush I use the most at the moment. Oh no. I did not budget for new brushes this month. Hold on. Is that... Okay. I think we're good. I'll just have to be careful with it. No, it's at a weird angle. No! It's just slightly at a weird angle. Stick it in your pin vise. No, it's okay. I think super glue has done the job. It'll do the job for now. Okay, alright. I think we're good. For now we are good. I may need to buy some new brushes. Whoops. Go to Poundland, get those cheap brushes. They are really good. Absolutely not, Antiv. They might be fine, but they won't come close to this. To a Kolinsky Sable Raphael watercolor brush. Oh, this thing's gorgeous to use. But it is, I think this brush is like 15 quid. Something like that. The Daily Rowney brushes. Oh, that's okay. That's an actual brush brand, but they'll be synthetic, and I'm not a fan of synthetic brushes anymore. Ever since I've gone over to natural hair brushes, I haven't looked back. Haven't found a synthetic that I've liked using. £1 for two? Yeah, I can guarantee that they won't be. They might be fine for just like day-to-day stuff. They won't come close to this. A good brush is worth the money. I'll tell you what the real difference is. With synthetics, you can feel when you're painting. With this, I can't feel any resistance at all on the model. With synthetics, you feel resistance when you touch the model. This is just like painting air. It's so nice. Okay, I think it's holding together. Super glue has done its job. Whoopsie. Need brushes with the reinforced shaft. Don't make a joke. Don't make a joke. Don't make a joke. Must not make joke. Yeah, Antiv made the joke for me. That's cool. That's fine. So I gave these, I made these models earlier because you get a load of models in the box set for like your standard infantry platoon. You get 30 models, all the pieces to make 30 models with loads and loads of options. I had to get a little inventive because the medics aren't supposed to have weapons, so I kind of obviously that's a trigger finger, that there was a pistol there, but I took that off. And various bits, so I had to do a little bit of converting, but I threw these together quickly this afternoon. Hybrid. Raphael brushes are the best. I agree. I used to use Winsor & Newton, the Series 7, which are very good, don't get me wrong. But yeah, Raphael, what's this? This is the 8404, which I think is the watercolor series. They're like miniature watercolor ones, and for the way that I work, which is with a lot of very thin paint, a lot of washes. It's perfect. But I have had this set for a year and a half, maybe. And they're starting. This one's probably the best condition out of all of them, but the Zero, the one that I used to do all my work with, this is showing its age now. This is on its way out. Lasted 3 years. Damn. Yeah, I mean, they will. The issue with mine is the way that the very nature of the way that I paint with a lot of washes and things like that. The paint is inevitably just going to very quickly end up in the ferrule, which is how you end up with that, a split brush. And there's only so much brush soap can do. But yeah, I'll have to look at the funds and look at my bank and see, order a couple of brushes tomorrow. I think. I'm still. I ordered the rest of the stuff that I needed for Salute today as well, like the banner. I got a new banner coming, and a little iPad holder, desk holder. I think the only thing I need to buy now is a couple of t-shirts for Brannigan and Hedgehog to represent. Okay, so we'll just do... Right, okay, so that I actually want to leave that colour, that kind of... what would that be called? Like another top, I don't know what that's called. But I actually want to leave that this colour, and then I'll probably hit it with a rattling grime, send it like a dark brown. This scarf, I might do it as a pike scarf from Dad's Army. So a little homage. Just order the replacement. What, for your Raphael? They really are phenomenal brushes. These were very kindly bought for me by a member of the community. And yeah, I haven't looked back since. I'll use other brushes for kind of all the dirty jobs or the big jobs, but day-to-day painting. I used to, like I said, used to paint everything with this 0 and only bring out this tiny brush for very, very particular jobs, but I've recently been using it more and more for things like this because it just gives you a lot of control and it can hold a surprisingly large amount of paint. What to do. Right, just the arms and the trousers on this one. I think that kind of jacket is more of an engineer's jacket, maybe? I don't know, my military uniform knowledge is not very good. Gene Slicer! Hey, Gene Slicer! Nice! How you doing? How you doing? Hybrid swapped for a 1 instead of a 0. Oh, so slightly bigger. I had a size 1 for a Winsor & Newton for a while. That was my go-to for quite some time. And then I did get some Broken Toad brushes and absolutely love those. But Broken Toad then went out of business and I couldn't get any more, which sucked. I still use one of them. Where's the one? It's this one, the 3-0, for a lot of touch-up work and detail stuff that doesn't need washes. It's not very good for washes or speed paints, but for detail touch-up work, it's perfect. Gene Slicer, which spoke up from that, been painting and designing stuff for Trench Crusade. Yes, I will be painting some Trench Crusade at some point in the future. Realistically, it's going to be after Salute, because apart from the models I'm painting now, everything I'm painting outside of tutorials is for Salute. But to be fair, even the Change Sorcerer, that's going on the display. So as much as I really want to paint some Trench Crusade, work's got to take priority, or this project has got to take priority. What are you designing for Trench Crusade? Is this a commercial design, or is this just for you? Be a commercial once I run the test prints. Ooh, okay. Intriguing. Please keep me in the loop on that one. Love to see me some Trench Crusade stuff. I saw a fantastic design. I think it's available, of an artillery witch, which is the greatest model ever, but on the back of a motorbike, ridden by a Traitor Legion guy, and she's kind of sitting side saddle. It was very, very cool. Vanessa, hey Vanessa, how's it going? Welcome in. So many people turning up today. Old faces and new. Seeing that it's Patreon. Oh, it's a Patreon release. Ah, okay. Yeah, I really like that design. I just love the artillery witch. The concept, the design, everything about it, I am a fan of. Really looking forward to the book as and when that gets printed and sent out. Okay. Oh, missed a little bit on the trousers around here. Just assembling wolves, nothing much. Ooh, what, for a commission or for you? Yeah, I think I'll put a coat of rattling grime over that. I think that's different though. Yeah, I love this brush because you can do detail speed paint work. He says getting some on the waistcoat. There we go. The basis for the 4 pieces of scenery is a crashed World War I albatross, crashed Sopwith, a crashed Sopwith camel. Yes, a bailed out Mark 5 with flamers and a bailed out A7V toaster tank. Wonderful. I want to see the crashed Sopwith camel, please. Base is 182. Wow, that's quite chunky. 18 centimeters. Yeah, that's quite chunky. Actually, no, that works for. Yeah, I keep forgetting that Trench Crusade is like a 32mm game, 28, 32, roughly. Okay, that's all the green done. I'm going to dive back to my tank while all that green is drying. No, I did it again. Vanessa, I broke my brush for the 2nd time tonight. Not having luck with this brush. No. More super glue. Why? Why did I break it? Because someone's got it out for me. Did I pin it? No. No. I might have to do that. Because that has very much, I think, come to the end of its life. But it's okay. I'm going to be using this brush for this. Cry. I know I had your Discord channel as I posted before, now it's vanished. Ah, right, yes, so Gene Slicer. I gave my Discord to Merlin Models. Mainly because I just wasn't using it, and I wanted it to be... I wanted it to go to someone who'd use it. So it's the Merlin Models Discord is my old Discord. Just under new management. Ooh, way too much paint. Yeah, I think pinning it is a good idea. Pinning the brush. Toothpicks and electrical tape. We'll make a full-on splint for it. Don't even see Merlin Models, it's just gone. Ooh, I don't know then. I don't know. Maybe I don't think I had anything that kind of got rid of inactive people. I don't know. But you can join it by going to, if you go to Merlin's Twitch channel, you should be able to join it through there. It should have a join thing. I don't even have a command anymore for it. I really don't use it anymore. I don't use Discord that much. I think there's a go live automatic thing that was left over from when I had it, but I very rarely post in there. I've got so many other places that I post, so I was kind of reducing workload if nothing else. Yeah, maybe Discord just had a bit of a clean out then. Tank wheels, they're the same colour, aren't they? I'll do the armor plates first, then go in with tank the wheels themselves. Tomorrow I'm gonna hit the train for the diorama quite hard. There's a little bit of gap filling to do, and then I'm gonna try, depending on the weather, and get it sprayed. Even Hedgehog? Oh, I don't know whether Hedgehog still has a Discord, because Hedgehog hasn't streamed for years now. A lot of it depends on, like, if you haven't been around for a while, a lot of the streamers have changed. Bran is still active and should be streaming now. We usually raid into Bran on a Tuesday. Sati, yeah, Sati hasn't streamed in years. Sati hasn't streamed for years. Fox hasn't. Flick hasn't. Not that I've seen. Hedgehog. Merlin's had computer problems for a while. So yeah, the landscape has changed a bit. To be honest, I'm very rarely on Twitch as a viewer. I don't get the time. In and out of illness. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. 2 days ago was my first time back streaming in nearly 2.5 years. Wow. Okay. Well, I'm sorry to hear that you've had some health problems. I hope all is well now, or at least on the mend. Yeah, to be fair, I stopped streaming for a while, like completely, because I was focusing on the print shop and then on Patreon and YouTube. But it's only in the last couple of months that I've come back and done like these Tuesday streams, and even then it's when I'm able to. There's some weeks that I just can't make it because of other commitments, but I try and get the I try and do once a week. Oh, 2 minutes. Sorry. I was just saying that I only do Tuesdays now, and that's only Tuesdays for a 2-hour stint, and it's when I can. I try and do it every Tuesday, but sometimes it just doesn't work out. not too worried about the neatness of the bottom because it's the bottom of a tank and you're never going to see it. Okay, so I'll put that to one side, let that dry, and then we'll do the tank wheels. What's time? Half an hour. I'm not going to get all this done. That's really annoying. Okay. What I need to do, I'm going to first of all finish this because I completely missed that, and I haven't done the helmet. Ah, more camera grain. My first run, 2.5 years of 3 trench models in 3 hours. Ease into it. Ease into it. Like 3 hours is still a long time to stream. I only do 2. I only do 2 hours every week. Thinking back to when I used to do 6 hours every day during lockdown. I can't even imagine doing that now. Okay. Do the helmets. Yeah, those were long streams, long days. But it was lockdown. It was a different time. Okay, so all those fatigues need. Oh, okay. Be careful with the brush. Don't slap the brush around because it will break again. Munchie, hey Munchie, yeah. It's the blacker bombard. Yeah. Look, and also, hang on, we got the bombard, my little medic team, and tank. Crusader tank. Yes. Right. To go from here, what do I need to do? I need to dry brush. I'm getting the medic team and the bombard. They are for this weekend, and then the tank is going to be for the next session. I'm only painting it now purely because I need to dive between things while coats are drying. Right, don't need that. That can go. Need to start dry brushing. What's time? We've got 25 minutes left. And I need game color khaki and earth. How are you doing, Munchie? Oh, also, I started painting my dice today as well. Yay! At the moment, I've only done those. I 3D printed these. At the moment, they're white and black. However, I'm really tempted to go fluorescent pink on the dice. I'm very, very tempted. I think it's going to be cool. You got your extra bits done? I know. I saw your you've got a medic team as well, haven't you? I really want. I'm tempted to go fluorescent pink. I think there's only so much historical accuracy I can go for. Okay, right. Little game color khaki. Dry brush with... Where's the small dry brush? That one. Honestly, best makeup brush, best dry brushes I've ever used. Makeup brushes, cheap as chips from I think Tesco. Your medic is Godfrey, brilliant, brilliant. Yeah, you're going all in on the home guard, aren't you? This will just take the little bit of the harshness off the green. Some elements of Super Elite bit's nice. So it's Dad's Army plus the SAS, which brilliant, yes. I've got some of the SAS in my force at some point. You see the slight difference there. Just eases it back a little bit. Yeah, I think I've got in my list, I think I've got 7 or 8 SAS members for the, I want to say it's probably like the final week. No, the second to final second to final session. The final session is the Wolverine M10 Wolverine Tank Destroyer, because why not? Awesome. I'll have a look a bit later. Gene Slater. I don't tend to look at Discord during streams now, but I'll swing by into. You put it in Merlin's? Yeah, I think I've got a Crusader tank Mark III and an M10 Wolverine Tank Destroyer, which I think were very different theatres of war, very different times of the war. I don't care, they both look cool. Awesome. Okay, I'll check it out after stream. As you can see, the stream has. Oh, I realised I was painting off camera. The stream has changed somewhat compared to the older days. There's no redeems, there's no crazy. It's nice and chilled music, minimal setup. Yeah, I don't have the energy I used to. Rule of Cool wins out. Yeah, absolutely. Hence the fluorescent pink dice. I was also debating, because I clearly want to do another bolt action army at some point, and I wouldn't mind doing Germans. I'm kind of tempted to go in with like a kind of Red Skull supernatural feel to it, and all of the soldiers be zombies, and I'm skirting around a certain word, but you know exactly where I'm going with this. And is there a character pack for that? Brilliant. UK uses the Achilles, the British modification of the M10, uses the 17 pounder rather than 76 US gun. You can have in the rulebook, the British rulebook, you can have it as a Wolverine, which didn't the Wolverine replace the Achilles? I can't remember. I've got it as a Wolverine. Anyone I can see, I see Rand pump it up the streaming is Mike Moans. Yeah, I mean Mike has really taken off, but Mike is streaming I think like 5 days a week, 6 days a week, and it just keeps going and streams all day. So yeah, I think with a lot of other people, they've just moved on to other things. There's a little bit of paint that just came off, annoyingly. Either moved on to other things or reined it back. Like for me, it was I needed to focus on I needed to focus on what made money, to be honest. And it was the print shop for a while, and then there's various changes to that have sucked, meaning that I'm now pivoting my focus to Patreon. All I know is it's not a Cromwell. It's not a Cromwell. It's not a Cromwell. Right, I think that's all of that dry brush, and then I need to dry brush earth as well. Do I? Or are they the same? Are they? Yeah, I do. Oh, Munchie, I can't remember if I told you. I'll show you. Anti-tank gun. Yes. This will be week 4 or month 4. Anti-tank gun. Yes. I kind of wanted a 17 pounder medium, so yes, medium anti-tank gun. I think that's a 17 pounder. I was looking at Sherman, but to make them actually not playable, because they are definitely playable, but to make them not catch fire and not be weak and not be X, Y, and Z, you have to put a lot of points into them, which didn't really work for the league. Hence why I ended up going with the Crusader. Crusader is actually quite cheap. It hasn't got the armor, but it's a cheap tank that isn't open top. It was one of the very few ones that was like not a recce vehicle, not a light tank, not soft skinned. Well, sim, it's too long for me. My printing took a hit as big. The Jupiter. Oh, the Jupiter died? No. Yeah, I got lucky, and basically I ended up with all of Nalindi's 3D printers, which were exactly the same brand as mine, the OG Elegoo Saturns. So I just have a lot of Saturns now, to the point where like I'm just not using all of them. I think I've got 8 in total. One's just about to die, but I haven't been using 2 of them. So I'm good on the print front. What I'm struggling with, honestly, is orders. I'm making enough. You know me by now, guys. I'm quite open about how the business works and what's happening with it. I am making enough to survive month to month, and there are some months it gets close. This month, if I didn't have Patreon, I would really be struggling with print sales. February sucks for 3D printing sales, or online sales in general. And I've lost the European market at Gene Slicer. I'm assuming you probably have as well, with the new regulations. I don't know what's going to happen with the American market in the next couple of months because of a certain tangerine that's offensive to tangerines. A certain president who shouldn't be present. I don't know what's going to happen with additional tariffs. Who knows what could happen? So I could lose the US market. So yeah, I'm pivoting to Patreon and full-time painting and digital goods, essentially, just because it's the printing doesn't pay enough. Doesn't it's okay, but it's just okay. It's amazing how one large printer. Oh yeah, large printers make a big difference, and if you've only got one and losing that one, yeah, I can see that'd be a big thing. 50 quid for the FEP, possibly a new stream. That's 300. Gene Slicer, send me a message on Discord. So I'm still like private messages I can accept on Discord. Send me a message. I can help with the FEP. I can give you a can't necessarily give you my FEP, but I can tell you where I get it from, and it works out a lot cheaper. You have to buy in bulk, but then you won't need it. I've bought FEP twice in the last 3 years because I've bought in bulk, and it works out a lot cheaper in the long run. Which one is the howitzer and anti-tank gun one? The priest. I think the priest has got the howitzer, but you can give a priest a howitzer. Right. Okay. What's time? 15 minutes. Do I want to do touch? Oh, hang on, I haven't done. I've missed out some green. I don't know where everything is now. There. Wasn't thinking tank. Was thinking field guns. Oh, okay. I don't know then. No idea. Not really had much issue on that front. I sometimes get 1 to 2 orders of France, but it's not regular for me to notice. As for US orders, I have a mate over there that ship orders too, and I get 10% on order funds of the. Oh, okay, okay. Double check shipping to the Europe. Shipping to. I can't remember where you're based, but double check shipping to Europe because I don't know whether you're aware of the new regulations that came in December that basically priced out a lot of people from the European market completely. Some people have gone ahead with it and paid for paid for all the extra things that you need, but for me, I couldn't afford it. So the European market is I've lost it now, which sucks. I didn't think it was going to have that much of an impact on me, but actually it has. It kind of has. Right, 15 minutes. I'm going to use that time to... What am I going to use that time to do? I'm going to put some... I quite like that ochre colour left on there. I might use a little bit of watered down... Oh, I might just use some strong tone actually. I forgot I had this. Let's use some strong tone. Looked at shipping prices from Cyprus the other day. It's cheaper to get stuff stateside or China now. Cyprus? What were you buying from Cyprus? Okay, so strong tone over this. We'll just tone it down a little bit, just take the edge off. Watercolor paint is based in Cyprus. Ah, okay. Interesting. I think I found an even cheaper place to get my resin from as well, which is quite useful. So I usually get it in bulk on eBay, which is the cheapest I've found. I think I found it cheaper if you get a little bit more in bulk. I think I can get 10 litres of the resin that I use for, I think it was 80 quid, I think. Which is ridiculously cheap. Yeah, right. In the UK, EU shipping, I can charge 10 to £15 baseline shipping to cover charges anyway, so that should be... no, Okay, Gene Slicer, you need to drop me a message. Like, relatively urgently. And we'll chat after the stream, because there's a whole new thing. It's not the shipping charges. There's brand new, there's stuff that there's new guidelines that came out in December that means shipping to the EU countries has changed now. So drop me a message. The fines are not worth thinking about. Right, okay, let's grab... Is that white paint still... No, that white paint's dead. I mean, I will give you the briefest of breakdowns. Basically, if you can't afford an extra £5,000 to £8,000 a year, forget shipping to the EU. I will go into details, but that's essentially it, unfortunately. Darkest Sun, hey, are these 3D prints? So this is a 3D print, and the tank is, but these ones here, these are Warlord official models. Whatever happened to free global trade? We left the EU. Yeah. Me and Antiv, exactly the same thing. Yeah, Brexit. It's a direct not response. You know what I mean. Quality looks terrific. Hey. Yeah, no, these were great. These were great files, and yeah, I've been printing for years. I run a shop, so I without tooting my horn too much, I know what I'm doing. But yeah, no, the files were really, really good, and they're great quality. Especially the tank. This is actually designed at 15mm. Actually, I missed a bit of green there. This was designed at 15mm, so I scaled it up to 28mm. And it's come out really, really nicely. Going to my eBay listings now and killing the international shipping now then. So you're okay with... The rules of Northern Ireland have changed. You're okay with Northern Ireland now, apparently. I need to double check that, but I think you are. And international shipping for things like America and Australia and anywhere that's not in the EU hasn't changed. If it's in the EU, if you can't afford £5,000 to £8,000, afford a spare £5,000 to £8,000, stop. would be my not legal advice, but the advice that I have done, and that's what I've done, is just stop shipping. Right, white paint, and for the last 7 minutes we're going to do a little bit of touch-ups on the straps and the faces. Oh, Munchie, I'm going to give this this guy here, he's got a scarf, so I'm going to give him a pike scarf from Dad's Army. It seems like the right thing to do. Don't tell him your name. I watched that again. I watched just that clip on YouTube the other day, and oh, it's so good. Okay, so all of these belts, they're all going hardened leather. All the belts and the straps and everything like that. The boots will be going satchel brown. This is going to have to be another day though. I'll just have to do it. Maybe tomorrow if I get some time in between doing the terrain when things are drying. Actually, I think it will have to be tomorrow because on Thursday I'll be writing the PDF for the Change Sorcerer. Still think the most poignant episode of any TV series was the very last episode of that Blackadder. Absolutely agree. Cannot agree more. That is the greatest. I think that's the greatest episode of at least British TV that's ever been created. It is such a wonderful, terrifying, perfect episode of something. And what makes it, what I really love about it, is if you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. Even if you haven't seen any Blackadder, just watch the last series. It's probably the best. Blackadder Goes Forth. And the last episode is, because it's all set in World War One. This last episode is them going over the top, over the trench, and the scripting is so well done that if you didn't associate it with Blackadder, just the words on the script, if you read it, it's not a comedy at all. That last episode is not funny, but it's a tribute. It's because it's those characters that you've known and loved throughout the rest of the series, it makes it funny, but also harrowing. But if you just read the words, none of what they say, none of what is written in that last episode is for a laugh. It's not a funny script. Yeah, that's where I'm going, Antiv. I know, that's where I'm going. That episode should be shown, yeah, in every school that's kind of studying World War One. It's a perfect example. It's just a perfect episode. And if you haven't seen it, I highly, highly recommend it. I recommend Blackadder anyway, but that last episode, oh damn. Okay, right, that's all their straps tidied up. I think I can get to the point where I've tidied up all the straps ready for the next stage. I might just all the buttons as well. You think it's going to kind of be stopped by? Yeah. There's no way they could. I think that's the whole point. Like, Blackadder always manages to get out of things, but there was just no way of getting out of that, and it would have been a disservice if the character did. I think it was just a perfect episode and heartbreaking for so many reasons. I hadn't heard that Darkest Sun. That's cool. Okay. That's all the straps on this one done. So I'll just finish this one up here, and then we'll call it a day, and then we'll raid over into Brannigan's Brushes. So stick around for the raid, even if you have to pop off afterwards. It's always nice to go in with as many people as possible. Just do quick touch-ups. Ready for the straps that will eventually end up looking like that. It's just a coat of hardened leather. Oh, it fades out to the machine and then fades out to the poppies as well. Oh my god, such an episode, Right, okay. That is it for me today. Well, this is what have we done? This is the bombard. We've got all the base coats down. Just need the details now, essentially, in the base. The base doesn't take very long. And then we've done the same. We've done the uniforms for the medic team, and we've got the base coat down on the hull and the turret of the tank. This is essentially, I'm just going to do green on the wheels, and then have a little bit of white on the lens there, on the glass. And then just weather it. I'm not gonna put any more into it. It's just gonna be weathered past that point, because the weather will make all the difference to that. But that is it from me today. Hang on, let me just get my stuff out of the way. I've got too many things. Right. So, thank you very much to everyone who came and hung out today. I appreciate every single one of you. We're going to go raid into Brannigan's Brushes. If you've enjoyed the stream and the content and everything like that, and you'd like to learn a bit more about painting with speed paints and contrast and my way of painting, then please feel free to head over to the Patreon. It is a monthly sub, and it costs more. It costs the same amount as a Twitch. And sometimes less, I think. I can't remember what a Twitch sub is now. It might be less. But you get at least 4 videos a month and 4 PDF guides a month. And the more support that goes over there, the more time I can dedicate to it, therefore the more content I can put out. There are free YouTube tutorials out on YouTube. I put out one today, which was the Change Sorcerer. And if you're going to Sloot in a month and a half, then feel free to swing by my stand, and you'll get to see a lot of the models that I've been painting over there. But until then, I will bid you adieu, and we're going to go and raid into a wonderful streamer called Brannigan's Brushes, aka my twin, who is usually on at this time. Let's double check. Brannigan's Brushes. Yes, he's live. But I will be back next Tuesday, 6 PM UK time. But until then, have a wonderful week, and I will see you soon. Bye.